Your boy Desmond Ridder had another game-winning drive today, despite having it was a weird day for Desmond Ridder believers, because on the one hand you have the touchdown drive to win the game, or the field goal drive to win the game with a Younghoe Koo 51-yarder as the clock expired, but also you had 3 turnovers in the red zone, 1 for 5 for Atlanta in the red zone today. So it's strange that a huge win for Atlanta to move to 4-3, take first place in the NFC South. They do it all with Bijan Robinson basically out of this game. He wasn't feeling well, apparently. And on the other hand, you go and you watch the Falcons recently turning the ball over a lot of problems with Ridder and ball security right now. And so if you're a Falcons fan, it's a great win, but I'm still so hesitant to say I believe in them and beyond anything than an NFC South contender, because I don't trust their quarterback at all.
Yeah, it's tough to say they're anything more, but they are absolutely the favorite in the NFC South. They should have won today by more, as we discussed while watching that game. Of course, you don't want to see Desmond Ridder turn the ball over 3 times down where you should be scoring. 2 of them being fumbles. 1 a super lazy fumble. But that's all I think it really is. It's just sloppiness and carelessness, which hopefully will not continue.
Yeah.
But he was able to get them down there.
He did that against the Packers too.
Yeah, like pretty consistently.
The Texans, I'm sorry.
Pretty consistently. He got them down there. This should have been a double-digit win, and then he made up for it. Game-winning drive, got Younghoe Koo in position, won the game. So yeah, the turnovers you don't want to see, sloppy stuff, but at the end of the day, for the most part, I thought he played a pretty good game.
I mean, 19 for 25 for 250 yards. Yeah, it was a good game for Desmond Ridder, other than the fumbles.
That one fumble where he was going to the end, that's some fluky stuff.
It was weird.
He let up, he got lazy.
The Winfield punch out was weird. The botched handoff was also weird. But still, those are huge turnovers. Like, that can't happen.
You can't make those. You can't make those. But
to win these games. He was actually the first player since 2000 with 3 red zone turnovers to win the game.
But in the NFL, though, like if the Falcons win the division, right? They get the number 4 seed. In the NFL, anybody at home can beat anybody. Like the Falcons can go to the divisional round if they make the playoffs. But that's probably where I cap them.
Well, and Desmond Ridder at home, too.
And Ridder at home, yeah. But I cap him in the divisional round. Then they go to Philly and lose by like 20.
I don't know, right? I get the thought that they'll go to Philly and get blown out, but this is genuinely a playoff caliber defense. Like, we have seen the Falcons defense week in, week out play really well. And you have to keep in mind in this game, things would have gone differently if Bijan Robinson was able to play. I get that he was on the active roster and took like 3 snaps, but it was very clear he wasn't feeling well, and they had to pull him almost immediately.
Did you see at the end of the game? Did you see at the very end of the game when he got that 1 carry for about 3 yards and it looked like he just looked like death?
Yeah.
Something was wrong.
If you looked at the internet, there were people saying that like this was an inside job by the gambling companies to like screw things over. No, like the Falcons clearly didn't think this was going to happen. So once he's back, things will be better for their offense a little bit. But you have to worry about this, right? Arthur Smith was asked to evaluate Desmond Ridder, and he said this, Desmond Ridder is one of those guys who finds a way to win. He's tough. He's a winner. That means, you know what that means? That means somehow we've won our games, but I can't find a single positive thing to say about this kid, so I'll just point to our record. Like, look, I mean, he's not Zach Wilson out there, right? But Desmond Ridder is not generating anything that helps this team win.
No, but you know what? You know what I'll give him credit for is in 3 of their wins this year, he's performed late in the 4th quarter to get the job done. I mentioned the Packer game and then took it back for a second, but no, in the Packer game, he went on a touchdown drive late in the game to take the lead. He did it against the Texans. He did it against Tampa Bay. When the game's been on the line, it's very easy for someone to make a mistake. And with all the turnovers they've had, he throws interceptions and they lose those games. You could easily be looking at like a 1-6 or a 2-5 Falcons team.
You said they're 4-2.
But to his credit, they're 4-3 in first place. So there is you have to give him credit. He's made big plays when it matters. It's just, again, another one of these guys. Get more consistent. And the turnovers today weren't as bad as some of the other turnovers we've seen. They were a little flukier, like you said.
But even he completed that pass to Kyle Pitts.
Oh, won the game.
Zach Wilson probably gets picked off.
Maybe not the new Zach Wilson.
Nah, he probably still gets picked off.
Yeah, but I mean, just like, look, I get that people talk about this, and fair enough, but to win games in the NFL, you have to have more than 1 good drive every game.
Yes.
Desmond Ridder is one of those players who you can count on to put together 1 or 2 good drives every game. I think this is why in most of their games, they're scoring like either 6 or 7 points or like 15. Right? This is basically where they've been. They've only gone over 20 points in, I think, 2 or 3 games this season. Right? Like one of them was that Texans victory. The other was the Packers, I think. So like they're not putting up a ton of points. You got to get more drives if you want to do anything in the playoffs. But hey, once you're there, if Ritter's the guy who can occasionally make the plays, just get lucky. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, getting is the biggest part. But to your point there, Ziggy, is probably why I'd say they're definitely the NFC South favorite because the division stinks. But I'd cap them at a divisional round.
So you're willing to say they're the favorite over the Bucs still? I know today they should have won by more. They had the red zone turnovers.
The Bucs, I think the Bucs are pretty bad.
Oh come on, you're walking back after just one.
Yeah, I'm taking
loss?
it back. It's not one loss. They've the 2 good teams they've played, they got mopped by.
Yeah, but Atlanta got mopped by the Lions too.
Yeah, Atlanta mopped the Bucs today. Today was not. It wasn't a 3-point game today.
It should have been.
They were the much better team,
especially without Bijan.
The Bucs have no offense. Their defense okay. They have no offense.
Dude, the Falcons really have offense.
The only way the Bucs are winning this division is if they can go to Atlanta and win. This is why like losing these head-to-head matchups is tough because I think that's really more or less Saints fans aren't going to want to hear this. I feel like the competition is just between the Falcons and the Bucs. The Saints have looked out of sorts for a while now. I get that they beat the Patriots, but otherwise you're coming off loss to the Jaguars, loss to the Texans, big loss to the Buccaneers, 1-point victory over the Packers, 1-point victory over the Titans, 3-point victory over the Panthers. Like this team is not good, right? So it's between the Falcons and the Bucs. The Bucs have lost their home part of the head-to-head. That is just difficult to overcome.